What up? This is HITZ. And so check out my full report. I got the full indictment of all the details of the feds indicted Durk on. In my last video, I'll leave the link in the comment section and description box so you can check it out. Because at this point, you know, they're trying to tie Durk to the credit cards. So the OTF credit card was used to pay for flights and cars. They got all the specifics and details about how this all went down when they went at Quando Rondo. And so a lot of people thought when that happened to Quando Rondo, they wasn't sure if that was OTF or not. You wouldn't think that Durk would have been involved in something like this at this point, of his career, where he had basically made it to the top of the game. Like, he's basically one of the top 10 rappers of all times, up there with Kanye West, Jay-Z, Drake, Biggie, and Durk. Durk's up there with Jay-Z and all them. So yeah, he's definitely top 10, I would say. Where y'all put him on the list? Do you even put him at the top 10? I think he was at a point now where he was kind of peaking out. His last couple projects was okay. I say they were a little above average, but almost like a B- type projects. They wasn't his best projects. His best projects to me was when he was coming out with Sign of the Streets and stuff like that, and even some of his more recent projects after that. I mean, he was real consistent with it, though. That's the thing. Durk was very consistent, and he had a run. He had a serious run. I think it was over 10 years. It was over 10 years. So this is going to be the biggest battle of his life now, though, facing these charges where he got caught up in this RICO with OTF because, was he even really involved, or was it just his credit cards being used? Because that's the same thing that they're saying is going down with Young Thug, basically. They're saying someone rented a car and did a hit, and then they try to link you to the hit. But I'm hearing there might have been a wire involved too. Somebody might be telling, and there might be a cooperator in all this, where they're saying there might have been someone with a wire on. Durk kept talking about he's gonna be in the feds in the songs. It's like he knew what was coming, because why would he speak that stuff? It's like he was probably just waiting for it. At that point, he almost looked like he knew he was caught. He was trying to change his life around. He got the key to the city. He got the key to the city, and now that's going to look bad because he was already dealing with politicians. He was becoming a superstar. He actually made it to that level where he was actually a superstar. So he was being named with all the top artists, and now he's sitting in the feds, and it's not looking good, especially if there's someone cooperating. So he's probably going to pour some lawyers into the situation and see if he can, fight these charges. But I would say it's not looking too good unless he really didn't have nothing to do with it. I have to admit, I really didn't think Durk was like that. I thought he looked to me like he was caught up in the mix with, in product of his environment type stuff where, it didn't look to me like he was really trying to be too much in the streets. But then his music, he was real, coming at you like he was in the streets. But I just thought it was more like, he was talking about his past experiences, and that's what he was saying. Like, he tried to change his life. It's like he had a heads up. It's like he had a heads up this was all coming down, because I released the video a while ago where it was just a couple weeks ago. He was saying that he was no longer a gang member, and he, was changing his life around. He was trying to make different type of music where I was questioning if that was even going to work, because everyone wanted to hear Durk go off. They wanted to hear the street Durk, the sign to the streets Durk. But Durk started putting out videos recently that wasn't really too street orientated, and he was trying to change his life around. He had the Grammy Award for All My Life. And so look, like I said, make sure you go to my previous video to get all the details of the indictment. I just released that this morning, so check that out. Or I don't know when you listen to this video, but at this point, Durk had an opportunity to really stay in the game for the longevity, and he blew it. And I hope he didn't do that, because they didn't even get Quando. They got the wrong person. They got his cousin. And really, they should have been, you would have thought they would have been targeting Lil Tim. Lil Tim's the one who really did the hit on Vaughn. So Vaughn, this is a cycle where Vaughn's energy really is still kind of responsible, you would say, in a way for all this, because Vaughn, he got caught up with Quando, and he got caught up with Little Tim and them. But Vaughn was really in the streets. He probably would have been facing charges too if he never got if that didn't happen to him. He probably would have been facing charges too. But it's like, why would you pull hits when you made it this far in the game? Like, if you made it this far out of your environment, why are you pulling hits, and why are you handling things like this? Because what happened to Vaughn was unfortunate and everything, and then Little Tim even beat those charges, which made it even worse. You would have thought Little Tim, because it looked like a one-on-one fight. How you gonna up one on an op, and it's a one-on-one fight? How was that really self-defense, you would think? Because was your life really in danger at that point? I guess they're saying, that's kind of a gray area. It could go either way at that point. Because if you say take out somebody and they didn't have no pipe on them, it's almost like that wasn't imminent danger. You was taking care of a threat that wasn't even really a threat. It wasn't a life or danger or a life or death situation at that point. So I don't really see how he really got away with that. But Little Tim, he beat those charges. Now Quando, he survived that situation. And who are they really? Like, they're not even nowhere near, to me, in my opinion, they're nowhere near on the level Durk and Vaughn was. So we got two, I'd say almost lames, you could call them. It's like I'm not listening to no Quando Rondo or Little Tim. So it's like two nobodies took out two of the top rappers ever, like, in a long time. Durk and Vaughn were like the top rappers, and now they're gone. But the thing is, Vaughn, I think, has a couple more albums on the way, at least one. And then Durk, I'm sure he got hundreds of songs on release that can come out over the next few years. So he probably got a few more albums left that he can put out, because I'm sure he has a whole lot of catalog of music that was never heard before, because he's been really busy and active in the industry putting out stuff. So, this is what y'all wanted, right? Y'all wanted Durk to slide for Vaughn, right? So this is what we get. Y'all kept saying slide for Vaughn. When you gonna slide for Vaughn? I remember 6ix9ine was taunting Durk all the time, talking about why you ain't slide for Vaughn. You know what I'm saying? And it looks like he did slide for Vaughn. And then really, this is just unfortunate that all this had to happen like this, because Durk was next up. He was up. He was up, basically. To me, he pretty much peaked out, though, I think. Like, I don't know. Durk was at the point now where it's almost like, he gave us so much music and albums and videos, but he could have kept going. He wasn't finished by a long shot. He could have kept going. You know what I'm saying? He had a lot more in him, I think. So at this point, that's it. He should have stayed in the studio, stayed out the way. But this is what we get, I guess, because, he allegedly let his emotions get the best of him with that Vaughn thing, and really want to get back. And he really shouldn't have had anything to do with this. He should have kept himself far away from this situation, and he should have not been anywhere near something like this to even take place. But it really comes down to his associates and who you got around you. Because if this dude that they're saying really orchestrated everything, if this dude did that all on his own, he should speak up and let them know that Durk had nothing to do with this. You know what I'm saying? But who knows? I mean, they're tying the credit card that was used in this situation for the planes, the rental cars, and the masks, and everything was just, they have all the details. And they're saying this dude named Grant, who I guess was a background player for OTF, somebody in the background that we never really even seen or know about. Grant, they're saying, was the one who really took care of all the business and handled everything. But was he doing that on behalf of Durk or not? That's the question. Or did he act alone? If he acted alone, he needs to speak up and explain that Durk ain't had nothing to do with this. He did this all on his own. But, this is what happens when, you got the wrong crowd around you. I guess, this was Durk's responsibility to, not really be around that crowd. But at the same time, when you make it out, if you don't bring your crew around, you don't really got the street cred you need to make it in the game. So I know what they would have been saying if he would have just moved away and didn't take anybody with him, they would have, that's what Chief Keef, it seems like, did. He just took a select few around him, because the people Durk had around him, it looks like, were straight up hitters. You know what I'm saying? He had some hitters around him to even get caught up in this, even allegedly. It's not a good look. And for them to come at him like they did and take him in to custody, it's like they already have enough information. I told you all the details in my last video, so check that out. Links in the comment section in the description box. Let's get 100 likes, yo. Durk is arrested, man. This is not good. So yeah, let me know what y'all think about everything. Make sure you follow Rap Hits on social media and all that. And make sure you like and subscribe. And look, like one more reminder, go check out my last video where I covered a full indictment. I got all the details for you. All right, I'm out of here.